What's your purpose?
I don't have one.
Hold that thought though for a moment while I introduce myself. I'm Phil Bamesberger. I'm married to your Rectora Janice. We have 3 wonderful daughters and 5 grandchildren and 6 on the way. I attend Peace Lutheran in McCook, and I stand before you today to give you the royal ideal. What's your purpose? This question was asked at a leadership training module I attended in Gettysburg a couple years ago. As I slid further down in my chair and avoided eye contact with the facilitator, he fortunately zeroed in on someone else. What's your purpose? He asked once again of someone at the next table. There was a long pause, followed by an answer involving this man's profession. Now, that wasn't the wrong answer, but I sat there and I struggled with what I might have said. Would I give an answer about my job, my faith, or my family? Or would I try to say something that he wanted to hear? I often think about that awkward moment. Obviously, it was a leadership training, and to be a good leader, you should probably know what your purpose is. That was the point trying to be made, and it was well taken. Today, I want you to be able to answer that question as I walk you through your ideal. Technically, not a lot of difference on how you might define purpose. Look at it this way. Life takes on meaning when you have ideals and can use them to establish your purpose in life, thus giving you the motivation to set a direction on what you want to achieve. Please take notes as we go along as I prepare to ask yourself, is there a direction or meaning to my life? Ideal. What exactly is that? Ideals exist as an idea, a thought, or a concept that drives who you are. An ideal works as a compass to give you direction to life's challenging decisions. Ideals are your values or belief fueled by goals. Your ideal is what gets you out of bed in the morning. Every one of us need these things, an ideal, to give our life a direction. Of all the living things on this glorious planet, a human's purpose is to have an ideal. Speaking of living things, let me give you some foundational thoughts. There are plants of all shapes and sizes, animals of all shapes and sizes, and there's you and me and all people. All living things, right? Plants exist and have life. Animals exist and have life plus a sense of survival. Those of us who identify as humans have life, a sense of survival, and because of our intelligence, have the glorious ability to reason, make plans, develop visions, have free will, enjoy freedom, all the tools necessary to establish an ideal. We were first made aware of these things clear back in 350 BC by a Greek philosopher named Aristotle. He was good with deep thought and contemplation and pointed out that our role as human beings, what more is expected of us than any other life form. I admit there were a lot to his teachings, but in a condensed lesson, he came up with the creation's 3 kingdoms. So jot this down. He divided the world into minerals, vegetation, and animals. What in the world does that mean for us? Well, unless you are a lifeless rock, or just stay in one spot and be watered like a plant, or spend all your time hunting and drilling like an animal. Okay, Paul, that's not your ideal. Since you are not these things, then you're a part of humanity that has the intelligence and control of all these things. We as humans have intellect, freedom, and will. Write that down as well. The point I'm trying to make here is the fact that the human race has the intellect to seek the truth, the freedom to think outside the box, make decisions, take advantages of opportunities, and the will to be responsible, accountable, and to act or not to act. Intellect, freedom, and will. These things are who we are, what we do. They drive our happiness. They form who we are as individuals. These are our ideals. We all have them. This is the purpose I mentioned earlier that motivates us to do something, gives you motivation and an overall direction on what you want to achieve. Where are you going? What makes each one of your ideals is the North Star that guides you, the compass needle that shows the direction you must go, the lighthouse beacon that gives you the assurance that your route is secure. Everyone's ideal is different, and that's a good thing. For it'd be a boring place if we were all the same, right? Some of you might already know your ideal and have specific goals, a purpose in life established, and could have an answer to my question from the get-go. Others might think they have ideals, but not a specific goal, or vice versa. Yet some of you may not know either one and just live day by day, moment by moment, and just hope you're moving in the right direction. Which one are you? I enjoy watching the ideals of youngsters. A young boy might have an ideal to become a Husker football player. That's a great ideal, don't get me wrong. Or he could be a Marine, or maybe he thinks he wants to be an astronaut. His goal would then become to do what it takes to achieve that ideal. Would it be practice and run for many touchdowns in Little League? Maybe get a scholarship down the road. To be a Marine, he might learn tactical maneuvers and war strategies, or excel in physics or astronomy if you wanted to be an astronaut. A young girl, alternatively, might have ideals to become a doctor, a professional singer, or an owner of a beauty salon. Their goals would be similar and going through the steps necessary to achieve their ideal. It's important to have these ideals through each step of your life. Yes, they will change as time goes along, but it's essential to have ideals as they shape who you are and what kind of person you will become. So if you didn't write this down earlier, you should probably write it down now. Ideals form your life with purpose and meaning. Another note we're taking is ideals also give you motivation for work, giving you the enthusiasm for life's pursuits. This is especially true as our goals come to fruition. Additionally, ideals give you a vision which allows you to rise above yourself, rising above what you originally thought was possible, whether for yourself, helping others, or just making the world a better place. Motivation and vision, the two elements that you just wrote down that will make up your ideal. Are you ready now to tell me what your purpose is? Well, I'm just trying to keep you on your toes. However, you must keep in mind that all of us in this room already have an ideal. You just might not know what it is. It might not be one you want to write home about, but it's there. Like a young child, it might be easier just to put on a foil mask and pretend like you're a superhero. It is important to know what your ideal is and where it is guiding you. As you sit there and wonder what you can identify as your ideal, I must give you the stark reality that there are different types of ideals. More to think about. Up to this point, I have been describing to you authentic ideal. The ideal. You might want to write these down as I go. Authentic ideal. Once again, gives us purpose and direction to life. All the things that you wrote down up to this point that you would like to achieve is authentic ideal. This is what we should strive for as our goal. Now, I know sometimes when life happens we fall short, and our ideals would be categorized as apparent ideal. Now, apparent ideal is what was racing through my mind when the facilitator asked us at that conference. What's your purpose? My thought process of what I should say in front of everyone present. Blurting out what he wanted to hear or what I wanted to believe myself, what my ideal would be. This is apparent ideal. Is it my profession? Is it my faith or my family? I'm not sure, but I just convinced myself and want others to believe that that's my ideal. Then we have false ideal. This is the one that will sneak up on you when you least expect it. Through fears, uncertainties, obstacles, and insecurities, your ideals will be drawn into these moments and become your compass. What resets or possibly deflates your goals? Are you living an ideal that your spouse, your parents, your peers want you to be? Guiding you deeper and deeper into false ideals will discourage you and I to the point where all other ideals are put on the back burner. That is why I stress for you today that you need to look at what your ideal is and make it a priority to intentionally make it a goal from this point forward to set in place an authentic ideal. It is by engaging and living true to your values that you can create an ideal that you can boldly say, this is my purpose in life. Take a good look in the mirror and the next time you get a chance and ask yourself, is my ideal where my compass is pointing? Is my life heading towards that lighthouse beacon? Are my goals aiming at a particular star that will define me? It's never too late in life to look at what you want to be when you grow up, so to speak. I saw a devotion not long ago about pie. Now, it can be any pie, but I'm kind of thinking key lime. It's kind of... At any rate, it was cut up into 6 pieces like most pies. Now I'm giving this pie to you. Take one piece of pie for what is important in your day. 1 slice for working out in the gym. 1 slice for work. 1 slice for cruising in your 4x4. 1 slice for your job. 1 slice for playing pool with the guys. 1 for that quilt that I'm making or that project in the garage. 1 slice for family time. The only problem is that pie I just give you was gone 2 slices ago. And dividing a slice in half is not part of the idea. Think about now that key lime pie and how quick it disappeared. What am I willing to give up so I have a piece of that pie for something of greater value? These are the things to think about when finding out your ideal and setting your goals to accomplish it. So, what's your purpose? Each one of you has so much to give. Are your goals set up to tap into your true self? I want to leave you with these final thoughts. I want you to write them down and meditate on them. On what do I spend my spare time? On what do I spend my spare money? What do I think about the most? The answer to these questions is your purpose. Now, discover your ideal.